Larice Motorsports Insurance offers drag racers the broadest insurance policies in the industry. Larice Motorsports Insurance was created by racers for racers. Larice insures race cars on and off the track, trailers and equipment. Larice even pays racers contingencies at the fling bracket races. Don't wait until it's too late. Call Larice Motorsports Insurance today.
David, it's 2026. We're back and live. David, you have got yourself muted.
How did I do that? Okay. Well, Happy New Year to everybody. It wouldn't be a live broadcast if there wasn't something to prove that it actually is.
Right.
When I started to get on earlier, I thought we were going to have to do away with this because my computer was acting up and couldn't actually get into the studio. But here we are, and we are ready to go. We have got our first Chaos Live of the 2026 season. The off season has been very eventful. Lee, I see you on social media all over the place with your program and several others. And boy, there has been a lot to talk about, hasn't there?
Everywhere in the world of drag racing, it truly has been the silliest of silly seasons. And certainly we keep beating the drum that drag racing in no way, shape, form, or fashion is dead, whether that is pro mods down in Florida, NHRA drag racing, or certainly what is happening in Chaos Nation. Chris Graves continues to lead this thing forward, and we're all awaiting Jet Car Chaos and Gasser Chaos and Pro Mod Chaos and all the other chaoses that can be, and what a great portfolio we have right now. It's alive and well.
It definitely is alive and well, and we are it's hard to believe kind of that we've been around since September of 2017, that one-off deal that was kind of might have been a one and done. We are continuing to rack up the score with chaos event after chaos event, with again continuing this year. We've got new cars, we've got new teams. We have, as you will find out with our interview coming up here very shortly, we have got a group that's coming together with what's promising to be a two-car team, and it's adding to the world of Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos and the Fuel-Altered Chaos. Man, it hit. It was like going to Vegas and pulling that one-armed bandit and hearing those bells ringing, because it was a hit. And so we doubled up for 2026 and two Fuel-Altered Chaos. I don't know how many additional events there might be in 2026. We may just spend our time consolidating, but Chris Graves could pull the trigger at any time. He's been known to do that. And boy, it's been great seeing what all has happened since this thing was introduced. So we have seen each other at new places across the 2025 racing season. We're going to add some new tracks to the schedule in 2026, and we've got the full schedule lined out. It's on funnycarchaos.com, and of course, our social media channels are keeping everybody up to date with all of the information that is to be found out there. So right off the bat, we had a surprise announcement, Lee, with State Capitol Raceway after 55 years, announcing that they would be unable to open for the 2026 season. Of course, we have a Match Race Madness event on the schedule there the first weekend of March. So we don't know what's going to happen on that event. There could be an announcement forthcoming as to where that event might be moved to, or if we just have to do without it. But whatever the case may be, I know that there's a lot of work taking place, and you can bet that as soon as there is an announcement to be made, we will bring it to you on Chaos Live and also through our social media outlets. But you got a chance, Lee, to go over to Memphis for a very big event over there. Can you tell us about it?
Sure. In the email inbox on Tuesday, there pops in this IHRA email media. We're inviting you to a groundbreaking ceremony there at what was Memphis International Raceway, Memphis Motorsports Park. And I had planned to head that very day to McKinney Corp to get content for Murph for the social medias to continue to grow the official fabrication source of the CHAOS. And I'm like, wow, the flexibility I've got with Murph, I'm like, I got an opportunity to shoot over there at Memphis. I'm not too far away, living in Manchester, Tennessee. So it worked out, went over there on a Wednesday, and massive turnout, more than they thought they were going to have for this groundbreaking ceremony, with the IHRA elites there, along with those of city council and county politicians in that area. They are all excited. And it was not just a groundbreaking ceremony in just a ceremonial sense. Heavy equipment was being unloaded as the ceremony was going on, and it all was fired up by the time we left, and they were taking trees down and getting shrubs out of there, and drywall was coming out of buildings. So they got to work that very day, and I understand that it's like been leveled since for the re-raising of it as a functional facility for many endeavors in motorsports. But major announcement, and it would be a great place for CHAOS to go one day.
I couldn't agree more with that. And you saw CHAOS Nation was well represented at that event. I've noticed that the IHRA doesn't mess around when they decide to take action on something. And boy, they were getting with it with the heavy equipment, absolutely in action before you guys ever left. That's a place that I spent some time when I was living in the Mid-South in North Mississippi back in the late 80s is when that place opened. So I would go to several of the races there. In fact, some friends of mine, Eddie Gatlin was one of the original founders of that track, and knew his sister and her husband, went to church with them there in Mississippi, and actually have a friend to this day that lives here in the Metroplex. And he was the guy that did a lot of work at the dirt track, raced the dirt track, and also was in charge of the timing system for the drag strip. And when I was talking with him the other day, and he said, man, I may have to build a car. If they reopen that dirt track, I may have to build a car and get back to racing. But that's just one of the many parts of the exciting world of racing. You've got the NHRA with new national events at various places, IHRA with the Triple Crown that they've announced, and CHAOS continuing to expand with one of the big events, the Super Nationals, coming up. And just to give everybody a little bit of preview of our next episode coming up in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about the Funny Car CHAOS Classic at the Texas Motorplex, and we'll have Eric and Godzilla on from the Texas Motorplex, and Mr. Bader himself is going to join us from Norwalk, as Norwalk, one of the crown jewels in the world of drag racing, is going to be on the CHAOS calendar Memorial Day weekend. And so we'll have those two tracks represented on CHAOS Live coming up in 2 weeks. So go ahead and get that in Sharpie on your calendar, and we'll be looking forward to seeing everybody here for that. Now, we've got a great show for you tonight, as we are wanting to kick things off with some of our Funny Car CHAOS competitors. We have got old Easy Money. Phil Landram is going to be joining us, and he is, of course, partnered up with JMO and JMO Griffin, and they have got the Bedrock Bruiser, and they're going to be telling us about all the things that they're doing in the off season, and we're going to get a chance to find out their story, and we want you to stick with us. We're going to take our first little break, and then when we come back, we're going to hear from some stout competitors with new information available on the 2026 season here on CHAOS Live.
McKinney Motorsports is your #1 source for all your chassis needs. McKinney Motorsports is the leading chassis parts supplier and fabricator in nitro drag racing. From custom tanks and fittings, full chassis builds, body mounts, steering components, fasteners, tabs, clamps, composite parts, and much more. Our household name in the racing world guarantees added performance on the track. Join our list of proven winners that spans over 50 years of racing experience.
So we are back, and we are looking at a couple of great guys that are becoming fixtures on the Funny Car Chaos Championship Tour. Coming to us where the lake effect snow is kicking in. And gentlemen, we're glad to have you joining us, Jamison Griffin and Phil Landram. Welcome to Chaos Live.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
How's it going?
So you guys, Phil, you were an early adopter of Funny Car Chaos. Your Easy Money '67 Camaro made quite a few statements early as you came out and put that car through its paces. I want to say that Eddyville was the first time that we got a chance to see you racing with us. And of course, as a funny car geek from a way back, when I get a chance to see these entries come in, so that we know who is coming to the various races, and seeing that '67 Camaro of yours, that was very much fun to see. Now that car has got quite a story to it that I'm not sure everybody knows, but that '67 Camaro, tell us how that came into your possession.
Well, after I retired from the Air Force, I talked to my wife. I've been racing my whole life, and I had asked my wife, hey, can I go back drag racing again now that, we're retired and kind of stable? And she said, yeah, go ahead. So within 10 minutes, I think, I ordered a chassis up before she could change her mind. And while John Worm was building my chassis, we were looking for a body, and the Bruce Larson folks, through John Worm and some other folks, had mentioned that, we could do the '67 Camaro. And the mold had popped up, let's just say that much. And it was Army Armstrong, before Glory Days fiberglass. Him and I went in there and took this mold and built the car. And then once we did the body, I painted it to look like my dad's super stock car, and well, the rest is history.
Yeah, and so you've been racing, you said, like most your whole life, your dad in super stock, and so give us a little background on how this thing got started for you and advanced all the way to where you are now.
Like most, I grew up at the Las Vegas Speedrome, which is now Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But back in the day, I was the kid working the water box, and then I progressed to the tower and all the different jobs they had. And then when I turned 16, Dad handed me the keys to his race car. I got to make 2 passes to learn how to do it, and on the third one, I blew the motor up. And that was kind of it for driving his car. And then shortly after, I raced my own car in the street class and the sportsman class. And then I decided to run off and go fly for Uncle Sam. And while I was doing that, I raced, I had several cars. I had 2 front engine dragsters. I had a super gas Camaro that I had for a long time. And then I tried running in Comp Eliminator with a little altered that didn't end so well. Fortunately, I crashed the car. And then after that, I decided to go to a rear engine dragster, and I raced that for many years until 9/11 happened. And at that point, we knew in the flying world, I'd be deployed a lot, so I sold everything. And then I just kind of kept it on the back burner until I retired in 2014. And we moved to Michigan and then built this new car and started all over again.
Wow, it's quite a history and quite a story. So if I remember right, were you flying heavies?
Yeah, KC-135, the air refueling tankers. I've got more hours, I think, over in Iraq and Saudi Arabia, and then I think I have stateside. Close to go back in our records, but close to 4,000 hours in the airplane, which is a lot for the military.
Wow. Well, it was certainly a time that, you were right. You certainly wouldn't have had time to race. So going ahead and selling everything and being able to commit your time was obviously a good decision. So somewhere along the way, you and JMO wind up meeting and getting started racing together. JMO, how did you guys get together?
Well, we met at the racetrack through mutual friends, and then Phil had an incident with some broken engine parts, and I own a engine shop, Griffin Engine Shop, and he asked me if I could help him out there, and from there on, we just been friends and racing together. And last year he asked me if I wanted to drive his funny car for him because he had some health issues, like
I got a bad back. Yeah, I had a back flare up.
And from there on out, it's what we've been doing.
Yeah, it seemed to work out really good. I was, and I asked him to drive the car. I was for sure he was going to say, no, I don't want to do it. He's got his own little field altered, but he didn't. And we put him in the car, and it took like a fish to water. It was one of the best things that ever happened for me because I can kind of step back and at this point, watch the car and watch the team grow. And then once his car's finished, then I'll step back into my own.
Yep.
Well, that is great to see you guys working together, and I will second that motion. There has certainly been a great amount of interest that has followed you guys as you switched over from Easy Money to Bedrock Bruiser, and I was telling these guys earlier that at Great Lakes I stepped out of the tower. Somebody had one of those Fred Flintstone shirts on, so I began to talk to them about the car, the Bedrock Bruiser, and what they were going to do. And the guy looked at me kind of funny, and he said, "I'm not with the team. I just like the shirt." And so there's getting to be a lot of folks walking around with those Fred Flintstone shirts on, and you guys have certainly found a great way to garner attention. I remember being a funny car guy from as a little kid, and you gravitate towards somebody, a certain team, and but I tell you, for all the Bedrock Bruisers fans, when you come to the pits at a Funny Car Chaos event, they're not hard to find. You just look for those Fred Flintstone shirts, and you'll find them very, very quickly. So a lot of visibility, and you guys are developing a big fan base rather quickly, and that's exciting to see.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. In my Air Force days, when we would take the jet out to an air show, I always made it the thing. It was for the kids, because that's when I was a little kid. I inspired to do that. Well, it was the same thing with the car. So that was one of the reasons we went with the whole Flintstone theme. Was it's for the kids, 100%. For at least as far as I go, you can make one kid happy. He might just be that next John Force or whoever. So.
All right. And it's all about having fun.
Yep, 100%.
Yep.
That's right. It is rule one at Funny Car Chaos is to have fun. And you guys certainly got the memo, and you certainly bring the fun to the racetrack. So, JMO, you've had this engine building business for a day or two. How did that come about? And tell us about your business.
Well, the long story is Bill Reichert used to own the shop. He was a 5-time world champion NHRA top alcohol class. I was a fan of him growing up. He was in the same town as I grew up in. And they asked me if I wanted to come work on the team with them. So I started crewing on the team. And before you know it, they asked me if I wanted to come work at the shop. So I come down to the shop, and just being a hard worker, Bill had some health issues, and they asked me if I wanted to purchase the shop. So we started the purchase process and went through it. And finally in 2022, we signed papers on the shop, and I kicked the door open and been busy ever since.
Swamped.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that is certainly a name that we all recognize, Bill Reichert. So for you to be crewing and working with them and working in the shop and then acquiring that shop, that's an impressive story. Now, your driving days, how long have you been driving? I know that, I can't say that I know. Probably the funny car was not the first thing you took down the drag strip, or was it?
First thing I ever took down drag strip was my 67 Chevy pickup that I had when I was 17 years old. I still own the truck today. It's my baby. But we did a little bit of just, street car stuff. And then I came across a good deal on this Altered. It was just like a bracket car when we started, and then I converted it back to a nostalgia fuel Altered. and we run a blown small block in it now. I probably got close to 3,000 passes in that car. And Phil's watched me, drive the thing down the track.
On 3 wheels once.
Yeah. It's a 100-inch wheelbase, so it doesn't like to go straight, but it makes it fun. Yeah, and then a couple years ago, I had an incident where a spindle broke. I still won the race to the finish line on 3 wheels, but trying to stop it was a little different. We ended up scraping the wall a little bit, but we had the car back together within a month, and we were back out racing.
Well, it's obviously the racing bug has bit you. Now, I know something about that era of Chevrolet pickup. So was yours a fleet side, step side?
It was a fleet side, long box, 327 with a power glide.
Power glide?
Yep.
Okay. I'd forgotten that. Now, that's what it came with, was a power glide?
Yep, it was factory power glide.
Okay. They were phasing them out around that time. My granddad had a 68 long wheelbase, 327 fleet side, and had a turbo hydromatic. So it had the 3 speeds. So that's what I learned to drive in, as a matter of fact, on 2 rut roads out in the pasture.
Oh, yeah.
So we've got this 2026 racing season coming up. You guys had some good times in 2025, some good performances. And what was it like? You guys raced Funny Car Chaos more in 2025 than in years previous. Tell us about that experience, and because you guys are about to jump off on a big full season in 2026. Give us a recap of how that 25 season has got you to where you are, feeling good about doing more.
I think it went pretty good. We made 5, I believe.
Yeah.
5 events, 4 or 5. We were able to do all the ones that are closer here to Michigan. And for me, it was more of a test to see if, as a team, if we could actually do these, do the events. And everything seemed to work out great. We had an absolute blast. We had issues with the car. We finally figured out those issues.
Yeah.
But, when the performance was there, we were able to at least get in the show, and I was pretty excited.
Yeah. One thing I noticed, my first Chaos race that I ever raced at was Cordova. And the way that the Chaos family just opens their arms and invites you in is a big factor of why we want to do more races. And this year we're
100%.
planning to do the whole point series.
100%. It is it's like the best series in the whole world. I mean, I would rather do Chaos than any match racing or anything. It's fun. I mean, the people around there, and then everybody they treat you as equals. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Well, it is fun. We have a wide variety of teams that race in Funny Car Chaos. There's some of them that have been, to chasing the national series. There's some that are just getting started. But, you get in where you fit in, and there's so much help available from some of these people that have got lots and lots of experience to help people learn how to put it together, so that if they aspire to continue to chase the championship, or maybe chase another championship in another sanction, another organization, you can certainly learn the ropes at Funny Car Chaos, and like you said, have a great time doing it. So we're going to take a little break, give us an opportunity for some of our sponsors to have a word, and let you guys know some of the folks that help us keep the Chaos program on the road. After these words, we'll be back, and we'll talk a little bit more about the 2026 season with the Bedrock Bruiser crew. Welcome back to Chaos Live. We have got the Bedrock Bruiser crew. We're visiting with Jamison Griffin and Phil Landram, and they have been talking about their history in drag racing. And we're up to the present in the world of funny car chaos competition as they get ready to go after the points championship in 2026. You guys have not only got the Fred Flintstone coloration going on, but as always, the body that you put on the car, and now you've got a different body that's going on the car this year. Your fan base has already seen some spy shots of it as you guys continue to get it ready for action. So you're going from a Gen 1 Camaro to the Gen 2 Camaro, and that body's got a story to it also.
It does. It's got the history on this new 70. It's a split bumper. Everybody knows Steve Tomosic, and he comes up with everything. Well, a couple of years ago, he had come up with a 70 Camaro, an original, from the 70s. I don't know who owned it, don't know any history, but he came up with a 70 and basically had given it to us. And this thing was, it was busted up. So a gentleman named Steve Rocco from the Steph's Hot Rod Shop, I took the body to him, and he spent probably close to 1,000 hours getting this thing perfect. And then once he got it perfect, it went off to Chris from Glory Days Fiberglass, and he made a mold out of it, and I got the first body. And it went back to Steve. He made it really super nice and pretty and, ready for paint. And then I took the body from there, and it headed over to some awesome group of folks, the shop called Elevated Restyling in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and they've put the color on it, which, we're kind of keeping that. We're going to actually debut the car, as hard as it'll be for me not to do social media, but we're going to debut it at the Autorama coming up February 27th and 28th, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, the new body is really nice, and it's an like original 1970. It's not an aero body. I stuck with the fat body, if you will, that they called it back then. It'll have mirrors on it, but no door handles this time, but we're still putting mirrors on the darn thing.
That's one of those unique features. And so, anybody that's been around as long as some of us have, the door handles and mirrors, and sometimes the drip rails, and sometimes even working driver's side doors on some of the early funny cars was that was the way that it was done. It evolved, but to see you guys with the hat tip towards the original days of funny car, that's certainly something fun. And I bet that there's some old timers that come by and they really notice those special touches that you guys bring with you to your car. So the 70 split window, you're coming back with a little bigger power plant. You staying with big block Chevy power?
Yes, yeah. Jamie will talk about that. He built it.
Yeah, it's a tall deck, 505 cube, big block Chevy. Same blower, 1471 on it. A little more compression and stuff than we had last year with it, but it's definitely going to make a little bit more power than it did before.
And the big change is the power glide is now gone.
Yeah.
We decided to become one of the pedal clutch guys, and thanks to Daniel Buteris, I was able to acquire his B&J 3-speed and a big Crowder clutch, and we're going to see if we can figure out how this clutch stuff works so we can do dry hops.
Yeah, we'll screw it up.
Well, that's going to be fun. There's people already looking forward to that now that they've just got the news. So with Daniel, was that part of the wheeling and dealing that you guys did, that he's now got the 67 and you've now got the 3-speed?
Yep, let's say I had quite a lot to do with it. We'll say that much.
Yeah.
I knew Daniel. I did not want to get rid of the 67 body just because it had so much meaning, but I knew Daniel would take care of it. And I really want to see that body go into 3s, and there was no way I could make it do that, but it's going to go into 3s, guarantee it.
Well, that's good to hear. And of course, for the newcomers to Chaos Nation, we're talking about Daniel Buteris out in Wichita, Kansas, the guy who has finished number 4 in the world of funny car chaos racing a few years ago, and then just completely threw out his combination, and he is fabricating a turbocharged setup And one of these days, we're going to see him back at the racetrack with a 1967 Camaro running turbos. That's one thing that we're going to see. And that body, you will know now, came from, it was the one that was on the Bedrock Bruiser prior to that. Now, you guys are creating another funny car. JMO, you've got a car that you're putting together for funny car racing also. Is that right?
Yeah. It's a 70 Firebird. We're working on it right now. It's a slow process. Concentrating on driving Phil's car and running my Altered. But here eventually we'll get the 70 going, and me and Phil can tour around and do some match racing, 70 versus 70. That body I got is an old body. It's the old zombie Pontiac Firebird body from Rob Bruce. He used to race it back in the early 2000s, late 90s. And then he got the body from Arnie Beswick, which is what I'm told. I don't know exactly what funny car it was, but I know Arnie ran a couple of different bodies back in the day. But now it's in my hands, and I'm going to go have fun with it.
Yeah, Davin Recknow from the chassis farm is actually building the chassis, which is a clone of mine. So it all works out that he gets used to my car, and then when he steps right in, there shouldn't be too much changeover, we hope.
Yep.
Now you're going to fuel it with pop, aren't you?
Yeah, it's going to be a big block Chevy on nitromethane.
Man, oh man, this is getting more exciting by the minute as you guys are continuing to innovate and bring new things to the show. That sounds like so much fun. And speaking of continuing to bring more fun, you guys have not only added the Bedrock theme, which you got in touch with Warner Brothers to make sure that was going to be okay. I thought that was a pretty cool story, and got the okay to do that. So just don't make the brand look bad. And you guys have brought on Bedrock Barbie, and a lot of folks are enjoying the addition, having Ava being part of the program as Bedrock Barbie. And so, what kind of impact, what kind of response are you getting as you guys have continued to step it up week to week and race to race?
Oh, it's been huge. Ava is just, she's been a godsend to the team. She was kind of a little nervous at first when we first brought her on. Wasn't really sure what to do, but thanks to Mad Maxine, Shannon there, and those guys, and a couple others, they kind of walked her through what to do. And yeah, it's been awesome having her with us.
Yeah, and she's not afraid to work on stuff either.
Nope.
She'll get right in there with us. And she grew up kind of in my pits. I remember as a young kid growing up around the racetrack when I was running my Altered. And then, I asked her if she wanted to come out and back my car up for me, and started doing that. And then when I jumped onto the funny car, I'm like, hey, you want to come over to the funny car team with me? And she just picked up her stuff and come over and started racing with us.
Yeah, she's been really awesome. Especially, she's in law school right now, about to become a full-fledged attorney. And so she's got all that book work and still finds time to come to these races and do the stuff with us. She's pretty awesome.
That is great. And of course, the backup girls making such a contribution to the showmanship. And, it's an important job that they serve as well. And so to have her, and of course, you mentioned Shannon and Maxine. And of course, we've had so many great backup girls. And not only do they, show up, show out, and add so much to the program, but willingness to help each other. There's quite a few people that discover that backup girl actually is a thing, and it's an important part of a racing team. And as they step up, it's like, there's not a whole lot of manuals on how you do that. But you mentioned Shannon and, teaching kind of a class on social media about various aspects of the job. And she's, she's not alone in that. There are others in the chaos world that help folks out when they want to step up and really improve their game and add that for the fans and for their race teams. It is a great part of the show and a great part of the program, and you guys are certainly leading the way out there. So, Autorama, you're going to debut the car at Autorama, and for those that don't know, might want to get there. You gave us a date, and where is it?
It's in Detroit, Michigan. I believe it's the 27th of February through the 1st of March.
Yeah.
At Cobo Hall, whatever it's, I don't even know what it's called.
I think it's
Huntington Place. I know they changed the name about every 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But it's in downtown Detroit, Michigan there. And it's, it's the kickoff, I guess, to the ISCA show series. So it's a crazy show. It's when you got a big trailer and all that, I think it's a pain to get in. But this, my team has worked so hard over the last 4 months of we basically taking my car down to a basic frame and building it back up. This was my way of saying thank you to them. So, we got Eric Whalen, the Voodoo Child front engine dragster. I can't thank that guy enough. He has taken my chassis and literally torn it down to zero and then helped us back it all, build it all back up. So that's where we found the reasons that we had, the car wouldn't go straight last year, and he fixed it. So I can't say enough to them.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things. The car wasn't wanting to go straight. That's because something wasn't straight.
Yeah, we had the front axle. My chassis, even though it's a new build chassis, it was built in 2014. I had John Worm build it like they used to be, with the normal front axle, and it turned out that we could never tell until we took the fuel tank out that the front axle was bent. So here, all this time, we're trying tires and wheelie bars and everything else, and the car was. It was going straight because he was sort of getting it to go straight. And then we found out that was the issue. Yeah. Tired arms.
Yeah.
So we think that should solve everything. Because when I first had the chassis built, I could drive it one hand. And then it slowly got worse. And then we think it was just all the wheel stands it was pulling, everything else. It broke it.
Yeah.
But Eric has fixed it for us. So we're just in the process of putting the car back together now.
Talk about easy money. J-Mo, you might become easy money with that car. Might be a lot easier to drive this year.
Yeah. I'm hoping so. Granted, we're putting a clutch in it, and it's going to be a little bit of a learning experience for me there, but I think we can pick up on it pretty quick, and as long as the car goes straight down the track, we'll be competitive with everybody.
Well, that's exciting. I know that people are looking forward to seeing the pictures from Autorama when you debut that new car in all of its glory. And when it comes out to the racetrack, let's see, Tulsa, will you be at the first race at Tulsa?
That's the plan. Yep, we've got it. The folks from Transfleet Trucking and a couple other folks have said, we're going to get the car down there. And then if we do well enough, we'll leave the car in Tulsa and then go back 2 weeks later and then head on down to Dallas. So it all just depends on how good it does. But we know the motor, we know, the rear end, all that's all staying the same. It's just the clutch, but Tulsa's close enough for Daniel Gutierrez to come out and he'll help us get it all set up, and we'll see what happens. Well, anticipation is building. You talked about your crew. I want to give you a chance to recognize them. They've put in a lot of work in the off season. You've mentioned one or two, and are there more that you'd like to recognize? Oh, of course. Everybody knows Ohio Phil Berghauser. He's, that's my ride or die guy. You can't miss him. He's a walking traffic cone. He's orange from the bottom all the way up. He's been with me since literally the first time I ever took the car out anywhere. Then we've got Adam. Yep. Adam with us. He's fairly new to the team. He's one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. We've got Zach. Yeah, my kids. We got Zach, my oldest stepson, and then little Mikey. He's out there. He's always the one making sure that the pins are pulled and all the safety stuff's done. And then, of course, in my opinion, my most important teammate's my wife, Jessica. Because, without her and saying I could buy that chassis 10, 12 years ago, would have never happened. Right. Yeah. Yeah, and then, I got my dad that'll show up to some of the races. He helps out where he can, and the big thing is the support. So, I got my dad, and then I got my girlfriend, Erica. She supports me in this stuff, and pretty much everybody who's out
comes with it.
We got, I think the last one, he didn't make it much last year for the health, but he'll be out to the next year, is Paul Cook.
Okay.
He was with me since the first day. He'll be back on the tour with us next year.
And he's good.
Yep, and his son, Mikey. So,
yeah.
We're pretty excited. And I bought a big enough rig and a gigantic trailer that I hate parking, and we're going to see if we can do this.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at the races. I can't wait to see the car and how it performs and how it looks. And you guys have just set such a high bar in 2025. And it sounds like you're going to raise the bar in 2026. And I know that there's a ton of Bedrock Bruiser fans and Funny Car Chaos fans that are going to be out there rooting for you and hoping to see you at every race throughout the season. Doing the starting last year, there's more races kind of in your neck of the woods, so to speak. Makes it easier to make more of those races. But sounds like with a stop in Tulsa and Ennis to kick the season off, you guys will be rocking and rolling early. Hey, I want to say thanks to you guys for joining us on Chaos Live tonight. It's been a real pleasure to get acquainted with you and let the folks in Chaos Nation hear your story and learn more about the Bedrock Bruiser. Your website and social media, any of those that you want to direct people to?
Yeah, my page, the Facebook page, which most folks know, is it's on the Facebook, as the Bedrock Bruiser. And then I just do stuff on my own personal page. And then the big thank yous I want to give before we get off is Lightning Connecting Rods and Lightning Racing Oil. Stacy, the CEO, has just been absolutely amazing. There's no way I could race without him. And every time I need something, it just magically shows up. So to Stacy, thank you. And then Flying Eyes Optics. They came on with us last year. I've known Dean, the owner, for many years, in the flying world. And we just got to talking and said, he built glasses that were made to go under our headsets when we were flying. I'm like, why can't we try this in motorsports? So we gave it a shot, and holy smoke, finally I got glasses I could wear under my helmet and not have a temple headache. So, I want to thank Dean and the guys from Flying Eyes. And again, Eric, of course, Griffin Engine Shop, the Chassis Farm.
Yeah.
Steve Rocco for all the work he did on the body. And Daniel Buteris for letting us join the clutch game.
Outstanding. Well, again, gentlemen, I know that, Phil, you've got a few miles to make in the snow, so be careful out there. And but thanks so much for taking time to be a part of Chaos Live here on our first episode of 26. We'll see you at the races.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it. See you at the races.
All right. So that was the interview with one of our Funny Car teams. We've got one more break that we will take right now. And when we come back, we'll close things out on this first episode of 2026, Chaos Live. We'll be right back.
Driven Racing Oil's GP1 Nitro 70. Trusted by top engine builders, winning racers, and devoted horsepower enthusiasts across the world. Driven takes legendary base oils, such as the ones from Brantford, Pennsylvania, which comprise our GP1 line. Then, we boost that superior base oil with state-of-the-art additive packages. Driven's GP1 Nitro 70 not only provides anti-wear protection, but can shield cylinders from washout and fuel dilution caused by methanol or nitro-based fuels. Learn more about Driven Racing Oil by following us on Facebook or Instagram at Driven Racing Oil, or shop now at drivenracingoil.com.
And we're back. Seeing that Driven Racing Oil commercial reminds me so much of seeing Ricky Neal as he's doing the updates on the paint job on the new Burnin' Love.
Oh,
and,
car looks great.
Doesn't it? Oh, man.
Car looks great. And for all of those that are like, flames are trash or it's too noisy, just shut up. Car is beautiful.
It's been my experience over a lot of decades of doing this that you can see pictures of things, and then when you get to the racetrack and you see it in person, it's night and day difference. But I tell you, it looks so good in the pictures that once that car comes out, I'm sure that the Burnin' Love, just like the Bedrock Bruiser, are going to knock some eyes out and going to have some people falling in love with those race cars for sure.
Yes, and Ricky is such a talented individual. he's done such great work. I mean, we've had him on, and you've talked to him about what he's done with an Original Jungle gym car, and you see what they did with Burning Love 1.0 and now 2.0. Just beautiful work. Also, though, got to hand it to him. You know, they taped up the Back in Black area for the grill and headlights. So I can also appreciate a guy that's so talented appreciating game and being like, we're not touching these. These look great as they are. I don't need to do anything with it. And you've got a little bit of continuation from Back in Black even to Burning Love 2.0.
Yeah, it's you know, the Winter Nationals was always the place where you would see the new equipment, and if you didn't happen to see it at the Winter Nationals, then the next event on the schedule back in the old days was the Gator Nationals, and you'd see even more equipment there. So we are going to get a preview at Autorama. We're going to get we always get previews on social media, but when everybody unloads at Tulsa, man, I hope folks bring their cameras and are ready to do a lot of posting and snapping pictures and video, because, man, it is going to be some kind of wonderful to see all these cars coming off the trailer and getting a chance to eyeball them for the very first time, and then see them race. And hopefully that's going to be the case in 2026, is that we actually get to have the car go down the racetrack at Tulsa Raceway Park for the season opener. That will be fun. We were going to have Jeff Krug on tonight, and at the very last minute, a family emergency came up. So I would invite you and encourage you to send thought and prayer towards Jeff Krug. I don't think that it was anything that was life or death, but it definitely was a family emergency. So we'll try to have Jeff Krug coming on back on Chaos Live one of these days in the not too distant future. So Jeff, appreciate you letting us know, and we're sorry you couldn't be on tonight, and we hope everything is okay in your world. We have already given you the notice that 2 weeks from now, we are going to be talking with representatives from Norwalk and Texas Motorplex, because that's a couple of huge double down events that are going to be happening on the Chaos schedule. We'll be talking with Bill Bader Jr., Eric McClellan, and Godzilla. You heard me call him DeMarcus Rogers. They are going to be on. We're going to be talking about those first two double down events. We open with Funny Car Chaos at Tulsa Raceway Park, and then we go the Funny Car Chaos Classic with Nitro Chaos, and it's going to be Funny Car Chaos and Nitro Chaos as we go to Summit Motorsports Park in Norwalk to race at the Bader family's crown jewel of the world of drag racing, a place that we are all excited to be there. And we want to know that we're going to be talking about that coming up on February the 4th on our next episode of Chaos Live. Want to send birthday wishes out. Today happens to be my youngest daughter's birthday, so I'm thinking about birthdays. Neil Giroux, Brad Hansen, Rodney Ferguson having birthdays also today. Anthony Whitfield, John Troxell just a couple of days ago. And coming up tomorrow, Carl Blanton. Happy birthday to you, sir, and Pamela Gallegos. So we appreciate all of you joining us for Chaos Live. We have a lot of good things coming your way in the 2026 season. FunnyCarChaos.com. You can keep up with all the news that is news. And, of course, all things Chaos, Funny Car Chaos, Nitro Chaos, Fuel Altered Chaos. We've got a lot of information for you on our social media platforms. And, of course, all the events are posted for the Forever World and YouTube. So be sure and become a subscriber to the YouTube channel. You'll keep up with everything that we put on the air, all that great content that Lee Craft puts out, all the races, all the Chaos Live events. It's all there. So if you're looking to do a little research on Funny Car Chaos, Nitro Chaos, Fuel Altered Chaos, great resource for you. So we hope to see all of you at the Funny Car Chaos Championship Banquet. That is at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Catoosa, Oklahoma, just on the east side of Tulsa there. That is coming up. On February 7th is actually the banquet. We'll be there the 6th and the 7th if you want to hang out, socialize, and maybe do a practice tree race, and probably have quite a bit of fun there at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. It's going to be a blast. And there's information about that on all of our social media outlets. So from all of us to all of you, we thank you so much for being a part of Chaos Live and Chaos Nation. We do this for rule number one, remember, is to have fun. So wherever you are, make it a safe one. I know there's some severe weather that is about to hit a lot of us all across the country, so be well. And as I always like to say, be kind, be well, be smart, be awesome. We'll see you next time on Chaos Live.
Taylor Motorsports Products is your first stop for quality safety equipment for your car or your driver. All of our safety equipment products are made in our facility in Albany, Oregon. From custom fit fire suits to racing seat belts, supercharger restraints, engine diapers, transmission blankets, and many other must-have items. Our racing history runs deep. We are racers building the finest safety equipment for racers. And we're a proud supporter of the Chaos.